Welcome to the United Cast. It's Entertainment Talks podcast for Man United and football. I'm your host Matthew, and today I'm talking about Manchester United's first 2020 to 21 Champions League game, the first of 6 group stage matches, a 2-1 win away to Paris Saint-Germain or PSG in the Champions League, and this marks the first ever Champions League podcast for Entertainment Talk on the United Cast. So what a good one to start with. 2-1, brilliant result. I really feel like we deserved it. I thought that the team worked really hard in this game. A brilliant winning goal from Rashford at the end. I think he was struggling in this game, and he came good at the end, didn't he? And throat's hurting a little bit because I've just been shouting, of course, at different players for different reasons, both good and bad reasons, and of course celebrating the goal at the end. But fantastic result. And look, this result was great and everything really good. We do still have 5 Champions League games left, at least for the group stage. We could qualify early if we win enough games. Maybe that will happen. That will be really good and really helpful. I think everyone pretty much played well tonight. I don't have too many negative thoughts on the game. The one thing I'll really start with, if I'm to get the negatives out of the way, did Ollie only make one sub in this game? Oh no, he didn't, did he? Because he brought a bunch of players on in the 88th minute. Again, which is he's got to stop doing that. Again, I'm just trying to get the negatives out of the way. So he brought Tellez off at 67 minutes and brought Pogba on. Then took off Bruno Martial off in the 88th minute for Pogba and Dan James. Of course, Pogba did make a bit of an impact, which was great. This is how you have to play in the Champions League. It's the big stage. It's the big stage of football and everything. And as much as we love the Premier League, and that's obviously a very big competition in England, this is our big worldwide competition, I suppose, for the Champions League. And just notice the difference in mentality. Certainly a difference in work rate. Sure, there was mistakes made here and there, passes that went astray, and some other bits and pieces as well. First appearance of Alex Tellez, I thought he looked fantastic. He seemed a little bit nervous to go fully forward in certain situations, but maybe that's, I don't know, potentially part of his game or whatever. But I thought that was a great debut start for Tellez. So really good with that. I think Shaw works really well as a left centre back. Think he played really well. I think this might be Lindelof's best performance. Not in a Manchester United shirt, but since I've been podcasting on Man United, so last season and this season. And the difference here is he's not got Maguire next to him, and it's interesting as well because Maguire played better without Lindelof. So I think we've all kind of been right, because I've not been the only one saying this, that I don't think Maguire and Lindelof work together well as a pair. So maybe it just needs to be a case when Maguire doesn't play, maybe Lindelof should, vice versa sort of thing. Maybe they just don't work well together, because I thought him and Twanzebe basically at the back worked really well. Twanzebe looks really good. We just got to try and keep him fit. So a lot of positives from that. My one other sort of negative is McTominay did give the ball away a good few times. Fred was phenomenal in this game. Wan-Bissaka was brilliant. Fernandes was brilliant. I do think that Rashford and Martial had an average to poor game. And of course Martial made the stupid mistake of... I don't understand how you accidentally head that into your own goal. And then 10 minutes later miss a header down the other end. The attacking end, just a bit unfortunate, I guess. But I did think Rashford had a particularly poor game, but more than made up for it with the goal. More than made up for it. I mean, it's kind of a saying, I guess, isn't it? You know, if you miss 9 out of 10 times and you get it right on the 10th time, then it comes good. And again, Rashford scored a winning goal against PSG. Where have we seen that before? Of course, the season before last, in the Champions League against PSG with the penalty. But just sets himself right, and you just see the ball bounce in the back of the net in the bottom corner. Just brilliant scenes. I thought that was great. Fernandes, first appearance as a captain. I thought he led the team really, really well. There was clearly just a difference in mentality and whether, because sometimes if you go and lose to, Tottenham and Paris and some other teams, but then you play a really, really big team, and PSG are a very, very big team, sometimes the team can kind of mentally push themselves forward when you go to a really, really big game. I remember there was a period last year, I don't know if I've got this 100% correct, but we were in a bad run of form, and then we played, which way around was it? We beat Tottenham and Man City back to back, and we played really, really well. And everyone was thinking, oh, we're going to lose to them too, we're in really bad form. Sometimes when you play a bigger team, like a really big team, the players just sort of tend to turn up sometimes. Not all the time, because, we lost to Liverpool last season and some other teams as well. We got beaten badly by Chelsea last season, the 3-1 match. So it doesn't always happen, but sometimes it can happen. And I feel like that's what happened today. Maybe we should just play PSG every single week. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go with that as well. Just a little bit of news as well. There's this talk at the moment. Now I don't quite fully understand it about this European League. I don't fully know enough about it, and I've read up some bits and pieces about it. Basically, it's supposed to be like this. Well, like a league sort of situation, but as if you'd maybe turn the Champions League into an actual league instead of like a, because you get obviously the small table with 4 teams, like the group stage, and then you get the knockout rounds. From what I'm understanding, it would be a little bit more like fully like a league, so you'd be playing 2 different leagues, I guess, at the same time, because you'd be playing the Premier League, and then you'd obviously have the knockout games with FA Cup and Carabao Cup. And then you'd have this European League. I don't know how to feel about it yet. It's a bit early days. The idea's just kind of started floating around. So I'll see where things go in terms of the news of that. The other good news as well, Paul Pogba's contract has been extended by 2 years. So to June 2022. Or 2023. No, June 2022. So the next 2 seasons. Good news, I think. The interesting thing that I read about that as well is because the term that I heard used was like we triggered a clause in his contract. So did we not actually negotiate, and we just sort of I don't know what would trigger that part of the clause, or what, I don't know really the finer sort of details of that. And obviously it's part of his contract, so maybe I wouldn't find out, but I didn't hear like Man United have sat down and negotiated with Paul Pogba. I sort of heard that we just triggered this part of his contract, a bit like a release clause sort of thing, but for his contract. I don't fully understand kind of how that works, or why we wouldn't have done that earlier. I don't really know, because sometimes when a player signs, it could be like a 4 years and an optional 1 year. I wonder if this was part of the optional 2 years, or I don't fully really know. But he's going to be staying with us at least for another couple of seasons. He's been talking about Real Madrid, and said that Real Madrid would be a good idea, or like an idea that would interest him. Don't really know what to make of that. I think it's a little bit early to kind of start speculating and stuff. But for the moment, he played in this game today and we won, so that's really, really good. But yeah, really, really brilliant start for Champions League. PSG away is a very difficult start, and we'll see how we continue to get on. First goal, Bruno Fernandes, of course. I do need to talk about the actual goals as well, which I haven't really done. Well, I talked about Rashford's goal, but 1-0 Bruno Fernandes penalty. Again, the goalkeeper jumping off of his line, so Bruno has to retake it. I don't want to see any comments about Manchester United or Penandes. Stop fouling us in the box and stop cheating, because that's literally two. One, you fouled us in the box because Martial got fouled on the turn, and 2, you cheated because your goalkeeper jumped off the line and he's not supposed to do that. So how about, instead of calling us Manchester United or Penandes or whatever, because we do get a lot of penalties, we do obviously, but it's not down to us. If you're not tackling the players properly, or you're handballing it, or you're jumping off the line for the penalty, we're gonna keep getting penalties, so just stop doing that. It's pretty simple to me. So, and these rival fans are, oh, Man United are reliant on penalties. No one's reliant on penalties, because you can't just go and get them. You have to, well, first of all, you have to be in the ball with the box, and then you have to get fouled. There's more than a few elements that goes into that. So it's not just like, I don't know, it's ridiculous, the whole Manchester United Fernandes thing, but good second penalty from Fernandes, scored that and starts his streak again, because of course he did miss against Newcastle. I think it was 17 penalties that he'd scored before that, which is a really, really great record, and who knows, maybe he'll beat his own record in about a good few months' time or something. We'll see. Martial, I don't know how you accidentally head the ball into the net. Into a net like that. Very, very strange. Very, I don't know. Just I was pretty. I'll admit I was pretty annoyed at the time. I was like, oh, we've played so well. We've worked really hard. We won the up, and we just make, I think, quite a silly mistake to just head the ball in like that. It just sort of skids off the side of his head, like it's just that really, really annoyed me. But it was all made up for at the end with the Rashford goal. Really, really good hit. Rashford's very capable of doing that. He just needs to focus a little bit more, maybe. In this game, he seemed a little bit, I don't know, I don't think nervous is the word to use. He was very sort of panicky, like he was trying a little bit too hard at certain points, I thought. So I don't know, but again, hits the goal in, and it finishes 2-1. Very, very good stuff. So anyway, in a minute, let's get into the player ratings. See you for that in a second.
Hey there, I'm Aaron Holman, host of Eye to Eye, a weekly podcast talk show all about passion.
I have this passion and this fire within me that burns brighter than the fire around me.
Flow.
With performing, there's always a story to tell, whether it's my own or not.
And creativity.
I go, he's more than cute, he's creative.
All with an LGBT twist. Make sure to check out Eye to Eye, that's EYE, number 2, letter I. And rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in today.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are Killer Fun. We explore the intersection of crime and entertainment every other week.
For as long as people have been communicating, they have been talking about who did what to whom, and is that socially acceptable?
Because the boundaries of society,
crime,
and entertainment have always gone hand in hand.
The more salacious,
or weird,
the better. From books and movies
to television shows and games,
we look at how life and art imitate and inform one another.
And we can't get together and not laugh. So let's face it, there's going to be laughing.
Killer Fun is available anywhere you listen to podcasts, so join us.
If you'd like to get started with a domain name and a website today, just click on the link in the show notes and that will take you over to Koalu to get started. They also have a live support chat system that you can use, which is in the bottom right hand corner. So get started with a new website and domain name today with Koalu. Hey everybody, if you would like to get the ad-free versions of all of our podcasts and support Entertainment Talk along the way, all you need to do is head over to patreon.com/entertainment talk. Sign up either as a creator or as a Patreon. There's no difference there. That's just the option for either becoming a creator now or just staying as a patron for the moment. And then all you need to do is support us at the $1 level tier. That will get you access to all of the ad-free podcasts that we've done in the past, and get you access to all the ad-free podcasts in that month as well. So it's a great way to support us on Entertainment Talk and to get rid of the ads and get your ad-free podcasts. You can also become a patron at the $3 level tier. That gets you access to ad-free podcasts and allows you to redeem a review of a TV show or a film of entirely your choice. That's one per month for either a TV show or a film review, which is at the $3 level tier. As always, thank you very much for listening. Back to the show. Alright, so recently on Entertainment Talk, Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 2, which, by the way, if you don't have BT TV in the UK, which does have the AMC UK channel, you can go and get the Season Pass available on the Microsoft Store. I think it's also on the PlayStation Store, but I haven't checked, but it's definitely available on the Microsoft Store through your Xbox One or Series S or X or whatever. But your Xbox One, you can go and get the Season Pass on the Microsoft Store for the Fear the Walking Dead episodes if you want to catch up weekly but don't have the BT TV stuff going on. So that's Season 6, Episode 2 for Fear. We did just record I did just in between this next section and the previous section of this podcast, we did just do a gaming podcast with Robert, so that will be available soon. We talked about a bunch of stuff in that. Let's Play Sundays for Crash Bandicoot 4, United Cast for the 4-1 win over Newcastle, which was very good. Did a reaction sort of podcast talking about BBC commissioning a 3-part drama around the life of Jimmy Savile, making the BBC, to be honest, look quite desperate and quite weird and quite disgusting, considering he worked for the BBC. So all just very strange. None of that is very good, so I talked about that as well. If you want to hear more about that, Star Trek Discovery is back for season 3 episode 1, available on CBS All Access in the US and Netflix next day in the UK. Walking Dead will be on, still continuing season 1 episode 2, sorry. We're going to be doing the 3rd episode podcast tomorrow, so look out for that. Becoming Eisenberg podcast for Breaking Bad season 1 episode 6. The season 1 episode 7 podcast comes out tomorrow for the season finale, so have a look out for those. Gaming Talk last week, we talked about the Spider-Man character, the character model being recast for the PS5 remastered version for the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game. We talked about some PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility news as well for the PS5 and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's pretty much what we've been doing on entertainmenttalk.org and on podcast platforms. Alright, let's go to player ratings. Start off with the Spanish goalkeeper. I'm going to give De Gea a 10 today. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he made several great saves from, multiple players, Mbappe, Di Maria, Neymar, etc. I thought it was fantastic. I don't really blame him too much for the Martial own goal, because I blame Martial for that mistake. Just a solid performance. And, when you're on the big stage in the Champions League against PSG, you've got to do it, because there's going to be pressure. So I thought he did very well as well. I'm going to do the back 5 next, going from Wan-Bissaka to Telles. So Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him... I'll give him a 10 as well. I can't think of too much that he did wrong. A lot of good tackles on... who played on the left? Neymar and Mbappe. And Mbappe was on the left sometimes as well. Really good defensive work. I thought offensively he could have done slightly better. He did do okay, but sometimes he doesn't quite know when to cross the ball. But when he does, and when he passes the ball to someone useful, he usually does pretty well. But I thought he did a very good job in this game. Tuanzebe looks great for the future. I think he's about 19 or 20, or 21, 22ish, 20ish. He's a young lad, young English lad. The main problem I've heard with Tuanzebe is his fitness. So if he can keep that up and keep fit, I think he can easily be one of the leading 2 defenders at the back. Maybe he can play with Maguire in the future and form some sort of partnership there. But I thought it was fantastic today. And he hasn't played for quite some time. And again, the big stage against PSG, his first game back for quite some time. I thought it was brilliant. So. Yeah, very good stuff. Lindelof, I didn't give Tuanzebe a score, did I? I'll give him an 8. Thought it was great. So, moving on to Lindelof, I'm going to give Lindelof an 8 as well. Again, just very interesting with the PSG game and with the Newcastle game. Both Maguire and Lindelof playing separately, because Maguire played with someone else against Newcastle. I thought that was great. Thought he did really well, sort of on his own, or not with Lindelof. So, again, maybe it's just we shouldn't play Lindelof and Maguire together. I know sometimes that's not an option, but I thought this was one of Lindelof's best games, especially this season as well, considering some of the poor performances. But no, I'm going to give Lindelof an 8. I thought it was great. Shaw, I'm going to give a 9 to. I thought he got forward really well. Whenever I see Luke Shaw on the ball, I think... And I can kind of see in his performance, that's a player with great football IQ and experience and the know-how. Sure, he's, some people say he's put on a bit of weight and that sort of thing. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I thought he was very fast in this game. Ran back pretty well, like defensively, sort of tracked back, which I thought was great. I think he's a very positive player to have in this Manchester United team. Alex Telles for his debut, I'm going to give him a 9 as well. I thought it was brilliant. Sometimes I'm more kind of curious about when he's breaking down that left hand side, and he sort of didn't want to go fully through with the attack. Is there a particular reason to that? Maybe that's part of his game. Maybe he saw a lot of options to his right instead of in front of him. Oftentimes Luke Shaw was next to him, and then Luke Shaw would often pass to Bruno or Fred or somebody else. So it didn't result in him losing the ball, which is good. So I don't know, maybe that's just a part of Tellez's game that was, or maybe it's this formation. Shaw was next to him, like I said. Maybe it's just to do with that. But I thought it was great again. McTominay, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he had an above average game, made some bad passes here and there, lost the ball a couple of times maybe. He's got to work a little bit on his game and get back to that sort of best that we know that he can be. But I thought he did okay. He didn't let the side down or anything like that. So Fred, I thought Fred was phenomenal in this game. Worked really, really hard, did a lot of good work on and off the ball. I think I'm going to give him a 10. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. So really, really great stuff from him. Again, Bruno, man of the match, 10 again. Just an influential captain, easily our best player, our most hard-working player, our most technically gifted player. Plays for the shirts. I haven't got enough good words for Bruno, really. He missed a penalty. It's happened to the best players in the world. But I thought Bruno was fantastic today, just yet again, and just make you wonder, doesn't it? Should Bruno keep the captaincy? I think he should, at least for a little while, until Maguire gets some form back, which we'll see how that works out. But, maybe Maguire can be the vice-captain, and Fernandes can be the main captain. I don't know, but it just seems obvious that Bruno is the leader of that team, really. So, I think he did really well. Martial, I've got to give him a 6, I think. Not only do I think he was our worst player, I do think he was. The own goal, I think, was just a silly, stupid, weird mistake. I've got to give him a knock for that, because it did lead to an equaliser, which put the pressure on us again. I think it was okay in certain parts of his play today, but, he did win the penalty, which got us a goal. That's great and everything, but he didn't quite look there for me today. And again, the own goal was just a calamitous mistake, which was unfortunate. So, yeah, got to give him. I do think he was our worst player today. So, there's that. Rashford, I got to give him a 9. He missed a bunch of chances. He didn't play well at certain points, but that was such an important goal to get, and I've got to give him just the bravery of taking that shot on, the ability to actually score it again on the big stage. PSG, the winning goal in the, it says 87th minute here, but the 88th minute I think it was, right at the end of the game. Great shot. Yeah, just got to give him credit for that. I thought that was fantastic from him. So, and again, a bit of deja vu. Rashford likes to score late winning goals against PSG, I suppose, which keep it up, I say. So, but anyway, who do you think was man of the match? Who do you think was the worst player that we had? What did you think of Tellez's debut? What did you think of Bruno's, not debut, but his first game as a captain? I thought it all worked out really well. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, questions, comments, concerns. Matthew at entertainmenttalk.org, Twitter eTalkUK. There's a contact page and information in your show notes as well. We move on. We go to Chelsea, 5:30 Saturday. Is that away from home? Let me just look here. Fixtures Saturday. We are at home to Chelsea, so we're at Old Trafford, which is cool. Hopefully we can turn in a good performance and continue to climb up that league table. Chelsea are on 8 points and we are on 6, so 7, 8, so we can overtake them in the Premier League, which would be great. Hopefully we can get a few goals as well, because we're still on -3 goal difference. Hopefully we can sort something out with that. A 2-0 win would be good, take that goal difference down a bit, or put it up a bit, I suppose. That would be good. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it from me. Thank you all very much for listening. You can, of course, find everything that we do on entertainmenttalk.org. You can find everything that we do on entertainmenttalk.org. TV, video games, films, Manchester United, and other things as well. If you want to support the podcast and Entertainment Talk, Patreon, check out the $1, $3 level tiers for instant ad-free podcast and review options. Amazon affiliate link, you can find us on there. We can get a small cut of what you spend, but it won't cost you extra. iTunes feeds, please rate, review, subscribe to us on there. Just search for Entertainment Talk. You can also search for Geek Town on iTunes and podcast services, run by David, of course, for your up-to-date, reliable TV and film news. Just search for Geek Town on iTunes and podcast services, or head over to geektown.co.uk and check out Geek Town Radio on Tuesdays as well. The current episode for this week is available to be listened to. Bex is streaming at the moment daily on Twitch. You can find her on there, Trista Bytes, Trista Bytes. Go and follow her, subscribe to her over there for some cool, fun content as well. Word of mouth, you can simply tell people that you know about the website, the iTunes feeds, Geek Town and Trista Bytes. Just by telling people. Social media, of course, if you want to do the same thing but on social media, Facebook, Twitter and different Facebook groups, you can do that as well. And lastly, Let's Play Sundays. You can find those episodes on Sundays. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.